It's been a long time since I had a little one here. 27 years ago, on this very night, our youngest daughter, Erin, played baby Jesus in the live nativity scene. She was 2.5 months old. And I remember it was at another All Saints in Frederick, Maryland. And I had been on the vestry there, and my husband was with me, and our older child, Marty, was an angel that year. I mean, all the 3-year-olds dug being angels. They got wings and they got the tinsel halo. It was way cool. And my sister came up, my parents were there, and my sister's, my nephew, Jack, who was 2, and provided a running commentary that was chef's kiss comic gold for the entire pageant. It was so legendary, people talked about it years later. They're like, oh yeah, we remember your nephew. He was the one who said Frosty the Snowman was in the manger. Family, you know, the catechesis was a little rough at that age. But what I also remember very distinctly about that time was that our 2.5-month-old baby girl had reflux. And that's not uncommon with little ones. And feeding was precarious, and she screamed a lot, 16 hours a day. And I was exhausted, and my husband was sleep deprived. And Marty said to me, I wish there were 2 of you, one for her and one for me. I said, I wish there were 2 of me too, because we could tag team the sleep. Because babies put a lot of demands on us, don't they? Children demand a lot. And that's the reality for parents. So for all of you who brought your kids tonight, I salute you. May the odds ever be in your favor. Because I know what it's like. Kids make a lot of demands, and there's joy. There's great joy with children. But there's a lot, and we worry as parents. We see them grow. They don't stay little anymore. They grow, and they get opinions, right? They learn the word no. And then as they grow, there are more challenges that come to moms and dads as well as kids. Things like the words "some assembly required" showing up on Christmas Eve. I promise I'll get you out in time. Then you get older and it's school and all the school stuff and the dreaded science fair. And then they get to be teenagers and it's learning to drive and dating. And the next thing you know, they're out at college or trade school, and then they're on their own. And I'm only a few years into that, then they're on their own phase in my life now. But I do remember parenting is hard work, and you're doing a great job. Even if you feel like everything's falling apart tonight, you're doing a great job. And we're glad you're here. Well, just like your children and my children, Jesus grows up too. On Christmas Eve, we can be tempted to sentimentalize Jesus, the sweet baby in the manger who, well, he might demand some things out of his parents, but not much right now from you and me, right? It's easy to sort of freeze him there. And even our Christmas carols, I mean, the cattle are lowing, the baby awakes, but little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes. Get an APGAR score on that kid and some oxygen stat. I mean, really, is very idealized. When in truth, Jesus is going to grow up, and he starts making demands on all of us, right? He's going to demand one thing of us. He's going to say 2 words to our heart. He's going to say, follow me. Don't admire me. Don't infantilize me and keep me here forever. Follow me. And when we say yes to that invitation, and it's always an invitation because there were plenty of people who walked away from him when those words were spoken. But those words get spoken to each of us. And when we say yes to those words, follow me, there are serious implications. It means we're going to find ourselves on the wrong side of the values of this world. We're going to find ourselves hanging out with all the wrong kinds of people. All the sinners that the good pious people grumbled about Jesus hanging out with. We're going to stand on the side of the marginalized, the poor, the immigrant, the refugee. We're going to stand on the side of queer kids and trans kids, and we'll be on the side of the poor who lose their health insurance. We're going to be on the side of the people who can't afford food on their table. That's where we're called to be, because that's where Jesus shows up. So when he says, follow me, it's a daunting task, but it's one that is a demand that changes your life. So tonight, spend a little time at the manger, but don't stay there, because that baby's going to grow up and he's going to say to you, follow me.